Jesse, Teddy, congratulations. You boys have made it to the final round of this competition. Now, when you showed up here, we had you make fossil Damascus. Now we're sending you back to your home forges to recreate something with a little bit more recent history. This. This is a Musketeer's rapier.
Oh, dear. I told my wife before I left, the one weapon I did not want to build was a rapier. Yeah.
Good luck, gentlemen. We'll see you in 4 days.
I'm speechless. Good luck. Holy crap.
It's day one, and I get to build the Musketeer rapier. So I'm using 5160. It's tough, it's springy. The rapiers, since they're so thin, they are meant to flex a little bit, so that's what we're going with. So today my game plan is to hopefully get the blade roughed out. That will allow me to spend a lot of time working on the guard, making it elaborate. But right now, I'm really glad I have long arms. So I'd love to give the judges something that they want to stare at just as much as they want to use. I've got the entire blade shaped, it's beveled. I'm satisfied with where I'm at.
Day one, I'm taking on the Musketeer rapier. Well, I'm gonna go with bar stock size of 80 CRV2, super strong, should hold up very well to the testing. That's gonna be the hardest part because I don't know what it has to survive. Hey, I'm about 40.5 inches total length, which gives me plenty of room for error. I think I'm gonna start working on the fuller. I can't complain about that, my first ever fuller. With all the factors involved in this quench, the low roof of the garage, the tall quench tank, a ladder just to reach above it, I'm hoping that I can get it right the first time. Ah, damn it! Catastrophically, the sword drops out of my hands. I hear the tip hit the bottom of the tank. I pull the sword out of the quench. I see this huge bow. I gotta get this thing in my straightening jig. I have no idea what's gonna come out. I'm really scared, I'm really nervous. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do this a second time. So the sword's cooled off in the straightening jig. Let's see if I just performed a miracle here. It's time to open it up and see what's inside. Holy crap. There's slight warpage on there, but nothing crazy that I can't fix with a grinder. She's hard. I've never made a sword before, so I'm ecstatic right now.
The plan for today is I gotta get the blade roughed ground and heat treated. This thing is so freaking long. And then he'll be on to all the fittings and furnishings. It's not biting, it's not skating quite right. I realize I have to requench, I have to reharden this. I just wanna make sure that when it gets to the judges, it's gonna survive whatever they throw at it. Not seeing any warps, so. That is without a doubt hard. It's still a little bit beefy compared to what I wanted in long run, but I'm satisfied with it.
For this handle, I'm gonna go with a nice hardwood and offset that with different color micarta and then epoxy together so I can shape it off of the sword. Yeah, that came together pretty nice. With the time I got left, I'm gonna start shaping all these quillions and knuckle bows and all that frou-frou stuff on the handles.
I'm really happy with where I'm at. The elements I have to get finished are the knuckle bow, 2 sidebars, and a pommel. There's your knuckle bow. The fit and finish that I'm gonna put on it is gonna look rugged, but clean, pretty, and just overall well-constructed piece. $10,000 worthy, no doubt. Dry fit up in place, it's looking good. At the end of the crossguard, I have 2 quillions that, dragon fingers, claws, that should be clutching a gem or 2. They look dragon-esque. That's done. It is a little bit heavy for what I was aiming for, but it has good balance. So overall, I'm really happy with how this sword turned out.
Today's gonna be all about fit and finish and completing this sword. The blade itself, I'm pretty much happy with the geometry of it, but I want to see if I can remove some weight at the tip. I want Doug to be swinging that thing all over the place and having a good time with it. But now that everything's permanently affixed, just gotta clean it up, sharpen it up a little bit. I can't wait to see the judges test this thing.
All right, Bladesmiths, welcome to the kill test. I'm gonna take your rapiers and deliver some killing slashes and thrusts on this big carcass. For these Musketeer swords, it's time to find out if you're all-for-one champion or one for all the runner-ups. Jesse, you're up first. You ready for this?
Let's cut some bacon.
All right, let's do this.
Dude, you gotta work out.
All right, Jesse, this edge is sharp. A rapier cut it big in half? That's very interesting. For every slash, the edge lands exactly where I want it to be.
Okay.
Overall, sir, for this test, it will kill. All right, ready, Teddy?
Let's do it.
Let's do this. All right, Teddy, your edge. When you're slashing with the razor's edge that you have on your blade, it slices easily and deeply on this big carcass. Your weapon, sir, will kill.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for the strength test, a little thing I like to call the Wheel of Pain. Now, a rapier needs to be a fast, light, flexible weapon. We're gonna see how flexible yours are. All right, Jesse, so I've got your blade strapped into our Wheel of Pain right now. Now, I'm going to be flexing it in both directions. I'll be taking it all the way to that far red peg, holding it for about 3 seconds, and we'll see if it comes back true, and then we're going the other direction, all right?
Go nuts.
That ship sailed.
It's back to true, dude.
Are you kidding me?
Okay, Jesse, first off, remarkable. But I mean, there's a lot of weight in this blade, a lot of mass. So to have it flex the way it did and come back virtually to true, this blade is still straight enough to fight with, which is excellent.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Teddy, you ready for this?
Let's do it.
So, Teddy, you can see where it took the bends here and here. And the initial bend, it actually bent this way, and then we bent it back, and it went the other way. So it leaves some question about the heat treat, you know, how even it is through the blade. You know, it's just, I worry about that bend.
Teddy, unfortunately, a less than perfect heat treat has led to your rapier taking a permanent bend. Now, this is going to affect accuracy when it comes to the use of the weapon in our sharpness test. And for that reason, this is a catastrophic failure, and you cannot continue with this competition. Come on forward, my friend. Good job, brother.
I'm definitely not happy. No one enjoys having anything they build not work properly. I've had a blast. I've made a few good friends. I've been able to take time and build something I otherwise wouldn't have built, so the experience has been great.
Jesse, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion, and that is the title that comes with a check for 10 grand. Good job, brother.
I'm on cloud 9. This is probably the most fun I've ever had doing hard labor. I proved to myself that I'm capable to do a whole lot more than I thought I could.
Ron, Jesse, I'm renaming this competition Papa Don't Take No Mess, because it's just the patriarchs of the families going at it in our final round of this competition, where we're sending you back to your home forges to recreate this iconic weapon from history. The Inigo Montoya-inspired rapier. You know the guy. You killed my father. Prepare to forge, all right? Good luck, Bladesmiths. We'll see you in 4 days.
I am almost positive that they're going to do some kind of a flex test. So I'm choosing ADC or V2. That should help with that. The hilt is one of the more complex pieces here. I'm actually going to use some really old wrought iron. One of the really nice things about wrought iron is that it's beautiful. My plan is to acid etch so you can see the lines around this thing. I'm working on my normalization. This is make or break. If it works well, I'm all set. I grab hold of it with another pair of tongs and go for it. I am very pleased right now to have, at the end of day 1, a quenched blade ready for temper. So far, I'm on track.
After coming out of the temper, I noticed that there was just a slight little yaw in the edge. I can take all that out and grind it today. Next, I'm gonna move on to the hilt. I'm planning on forging all the parts for the hilt out of an old wagon wheel that my grandfather used to own. So I'm flipping it over, and I ended up getting a crack. Got a small crack that's developed in the piece that I was forging for my pommel. I'm gonna try to see if I can get that crack out of it. Luckily, took one more good hot welding heat and we're good to go. I feel better today than I did on day 1. End of day 2, I'm ready to go put my feet up.
My goal is to actually get done with the blade today. It leaves me 2 days to work on all of the embellishments. I may get into doing some of the hilt work today. I want to see how it goes with the grinding. If I overgrind, I could completely destroy the blade. There's a reason that it took Inigo Montoya's father a year to make this sword. There are so many pieces to this. But for Jessica, I'm gonna get this done in 4 days.
I've got a little bit behind where I would like to be. I'm gonna try to make up a little time. I'm gonna go ahead and forge out my knuckle bow, and hopefully by lunchtime, we can start fabricating the hilt. This hilt's been pretty demanding. There's about 6 different pieces here. We spent a lot of time trying to make sure everything was dialed in. End of day 3, my hilt all came together pretty nicely. Just pulled it out of the etch. Everything looks good. Tomorrow will just be fit and finish.
Last day, I have to get done, well, everything. Now I can focus on getting that really complex handle and hilt all together. I'm forging out these bigger rings that are on the side of the hand. That's eventually going to become this really complex basket. Not perfect, but for day 4, I'll take it. Regardless of the outcome on this thing, I've had a blast making this. Win, lose, or draw. It's just been so much fun.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Bladesmiths. My name is Douglas Marcaida. I will kill the dummies. They are prepared to die. To find out what kind of lethal damage your weapons will do, I will take your rapiers and deliver some thrusts and slashes on this ballistics dummy. Ron, you're up first. You ready for this?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. All right, Ron, let's talk about your rapier here. It is a little bit on the heavier side, but it's wieldable. And with a nice swish of a slash, it cuts deeply. Overall, sir, your rapier, it will kill. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Jesse, it's your turn. You ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this.
I'm extremely nervous. I immediately start questioning my heat treat, and just a million things go through your head.
All right, Jesse, let's talk about your blade here. It's about the same weight. The thrusts penetrate all the way. And to slash, well, deep cuts. Overall, sir, your blade will kill.
Thank you, sir. That's what I came to hear.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for the strength test. And yes, I am going to torture your blades. Ron, you're up first.
All right.
If you haven't guessed already, it's a flex test.
I'm feeling a little nervous coming into this test. If I left any uneven spots, that could impact the flexibility of that blade.
Good job, man, good job.
Okay, Ron, that's a brutal test, and you did really well. If you look at your blade, there's the slightest of bend in one direction. Barely noticeable. The dimensions of the guard are spot on.
Thank you.
And it's definitely a strong blade. Nicely done.
Thank you very much.
Jesse, you ready for this?
About as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, but go ahead.
First things, Jesse, the guard's in the proper scale. Really nicely done. Issue is, you picked up a bit of a bend. Still completely functional, usable blade. Well done.
Thank you.
Bladesmiths, this is the sharpness test. This is all about how sharp your blades and what it does to this dummy. Ron, you're up first. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. All right, Ron, let's talk about your edge here. This cut through the clothing and right into the foam. And of course, when thrusting, it goes deep. Overall, sir, it will cut.
Thank you.
All right, Jesse, it's your turn, sir. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's do this. All right, Jesse, I can still see the little bend it took at the tip, but the edges are razor sharp. On the thrust, it goes deep, it will cut.
Thank you, sir.
Ron, Jesse, you guys have turned in some really quality blades. This is a difficult decision for us to make, and our Forged in Fire champion is Ron. Congratulations. You are the new Forged in Fire champion. Jesse, please surrender your blade.
Not being the Forged in Fire champion is kind of not what I was looking for, but I lost to a heck of a competitor and a heck of a blade.
Well done.
Thank you. I'm very proud of the blade I turned in, but if I made this blade again, I would have took a little more time on my heat treat, made sure I had it perfect. Being able to start this journey with my son was pretty awesome. And I may not be the Forged in Fire champion, but I think I represented my family well.
Ron, congratulations. You are the Forged in Fire champion. You've led your family to this position, and you'll be taking home a check for $10,000. Good job, brother.
From beginning to end, this has been a great experience. So the Hardman House is getting the Forged in Fire Championship.